sorry for going live like 3 times in the past 30 minutes. I've been having a couple technical problems where I can hear my own voice like echoing in my phone, and it was quite annoying, and I felt like it was messing with the live. So I think I got that problem figured out, and basically what I wanted to do is just do a live tonight, see if anyone comes into the chat, and I wanted to talk about achieving success. I'm gonna tell you guys maybe about some of my goals, and if you guys would like, you guys can put in the chat some of your goals. And you know, it would be cool to have productive live streams where progressively more and more people watch them, and we can not just dream about things, but actually start achieving things and making groundbreaking movements to living the life that we truly want to live, right? Because I mean, that's kind of the point, right? To live life to the greatest of our abilities, right? So guys, we'll see how long I can go. I kind of wanted to do a longer YouTube live today. Hopefully some people start coming in. It'll make the chat a little more interesting. But I guess for the people that will be watching this video back, I'll kind of start and talk about some of my goals. So if you guys don't know, I have a YouTube channel where I talk about expat life, traveling the world. I've spent the most time in Thailand. I've also spent quite a significant time in some other Asian countries as well. And it's always been my dream to live abroad and be an expat and find a way to make money online, so you know I can basically kind of live like the dream life. So that's my main goal. It's one of the reasons why I started this YouTube channel. It's not the only reason, and it's probably not even the main reason. The main reason is I genuinely like making videos. They're really fun, and I would do them even if I got little to no views, because I just think it's fun. If I can provide some value to someone, then that's a cherry on the sundae. And eventually someday I will, you know, I believe I'll get to the level where I'll be making money with this YouTube channel. And so if I can still be having fun, provide value to people for free, and also be making money providing a service, then that is my goal as far as YouTube goes. Now, I think with anything in life, if we want to be successful, we have to have a prong approach, right? And what I mean by a prong approach is we can't just have one leg. We have to diversify our both our financial active income streams, as well as there's other things that are far more important than money in life, such as our health and our fitness and our relationships, right? YouTube falls in, you know, both the section of passion, but also I view it as a income stream, and it's one of the prongs that I have. So eventually, you know, to make money on YouTube would be incredible. Some of the other ways I have been facilitating ways to make money online is my online English business. I have a very quite thorough client list of well over 100 students that I have tutored in the past. I probably have around 10 of them who would probably want to, you know, be my students. I just don't have time right now to teach them because I'm a student right now myself in university, and I just got a lot of other things going on. But eventually here, maybe by summertime, I can start teaching some of these students, and it's really enjoyable because I have students from Taiwan, Korea, China, Hong Kong, Vietnam. I'm trying to think where else. I have a Malaysian student. I have a French student. Believe it or not, I even have a Canadian student who is from Vietnam. But, getting to teach people from all over the world has been one of the biggest joys of my life. And in all reality, it's given me the ability to learn and be a sponge to as much knowledge that out of any other thing I've ever done in my life. Because, when I'm teaching these students, and sometimes I've had like 10 different students a day, and I'm talking to them for like an hour each. That's like 10 hours of talking to people all over the world, and I'm just like absorbing all this knowledge from all these different perspectives across the globe. And I really, really love doing it. And that's one of the reasons why I just want to like finish up with university here. It's to be honest with you guys, college is one of those things where it's a piece of paper, it's a certificate, but in all reality, I've learned little to nothing in university. Nothing that I've actually learned has been significant or useful. Very little of any of the professors have ever provided any true value. You don't learn things in the classroom. You got to go out there and meet real people. But for some reason in this world, they think it's, for some professions, I guess it makes sense for being a teacher. Like, you should probably be educated if you actually want to get into education. But, so yeah, guys. So, YouTube is one of the things I'm working on. The other thing is, like I said, once I get more time, is my online tutoring business. And I guess the third thing that I'm kind of still got like on the back burner is I've actually made some connections as far as some basically groups of people who do online sales. So that's something that I haven't really facilitated a lot of time in, because honestly, sales is tough, right? Like, I've used it and I've had to use it for my tutoring business and client acquisition and stuff like this. But it's one of those things where if anyone's ever done sales, let me know in the chat. It's one of the most humbling jobs / skills you could possibly do, right? Because it's like, you're talking to like sometimes 100 people on the phone a day, and literally 99% of, even if you're like one of the best salesmen, like literally 95 to 99 of those 100 people are gonna tell you like, go F off, like go screw yourself, like stop calling me, like all this stuff. So you gotta listen to that every single day, over and over and over again. And it's like, it's honestly like one of the most demoralizing jobs there are in the world. But with that being said, people in sales make a ton of money. Like, honestly, the most money. Like, salespeople make more than like any other profession like out there. So let's read some chats. QI Scored said, best of luck on your tutoring, brother. Teaching is the best. Hey, I appreciate that, and I agree. Tutoring is super rewarding. Are you a teacher yourself? I'm interested. And Jay Johnson says, depends on what you are doing. I think, honey. Well, yeah, it does. And I would agree with that. As far as sales goes, like when you're just starting, you're probably going to be like an appointment setter. I think in the corporate world, they call this like an assistant executive account holder. And basically what this means is like you're on the lowest pole of the totem pole, and you're dealing with like inbound / outbound leads that are cold, and you got to go out there and essentially convince these people to talk to someone who is a closer, or in the corporate world, that's called the executive account holder. And that sales job's a lot better, right? Because you're talking to people who already have interest. So you're not talking to like a stranger that like, you're basically just bothering, calling. So yeah, it's like anything in life. When you get your foot in the door, sales can be tough, but if you could stick it out, there's definitely better positions. So I kind of agree with you there. I taught statistics in college. I miss it. Wow. Well, I'm taking a quantum class right now, so maybe you could help me with it. But that's really cool. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I think teaching is one of the most rewarding jobs there are. It really, really is. I absolutely love it. All right, Jay Johnson says, if you go into like IUL insurance, stuff like that, you can make pretty good money. Yeah, that's true. I believe like to be like an insurance salesman, you have to be state certified. So you have to take like an exam. I think that exam, at least in my state, it's like a 150 question exam. So it's probably something that like you can't just walk into with like no knowledge. You have to do quite extensive studying. But if you have the ability to lock in and actually get through that, I believe you. I'm sure that you can make pretty good money and stuff like that. So thanks for the input. Big props to anyone teaching. It's not an easy, but I think it's really rewarding. Yeah, and certainly, I've had students that's funny that you say that, because I've had some students from China, and if anybody kind of knows about Chinese culture and how parents are and stuff like that, there's the expectations are higher than what they are in the West. So it's funny, like when you're dealing with like students in China, the pressure's coming from the parents most of the time. And for whatever reason, with my Chinese students, it seems like this is their time away from their parents. This is their time away from the classroom. And you got some white dude like me, and it's like, to them, it's like this white monkey thing where it's time to play, it's time to have fun, like this and that. And this is just how it goes pretty much everywhere in Asia. But where the pressure comes in is like, I have to have fun, I have to play games so the students engage, but the parents have the expectation of their students actually walking away with knowledge. So the trick is to be able to do most. As far as teaching in the U.S., my mom is and has been a teacher for 30 years in America. It's a totally different game over here. It's the expectations are lower in a way because education isn't prioritized in the West as much as it is in the East. On the other hand, there's behavior issues. So wherever you go teaching, you're right, it's not an easy job, and much respect to anybody doing that field. And also, teachers don't even make that much money. So for sure. Yeah, bro, if you ever got any statistic questions, can put them on the stream. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm going to be making a lot of streams, so if you like, please subscribe. I'll respond to your questions in the chat, and maybe someday if I'm doing some math, you can help me with a question, so I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, so this video was titled, achieving success, and I'm interested. I've talked about some of my goals that I have. What are some things that you guys have as goals that you want to achieve for the future? You can go ahead and put them in the chat if you want to. Originally I made this channel to share my experiences traveling in Asia, but my true passion is, helping people. That's really what I like to do, whether that be teaching or putting out videos that are hopefully inspiring to at least some people. And I'm genuinely interested what some of your goals are. But honestly, still trying to figure out what my dream is. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you, bro. I still think of that sometimes too. And, you know, one thing that's really hard, and I don't know if you've experienced this as well, but, you know, life changes and your dreams and your aspirations change when you get older. And sometimes, at least for me, I've tried things that I used to think was like my dream, right? But once I tried it, I realized it's actually not for me. And that's a really hard thing, right? Because, you know, you invest so much time into something, and then you know in your head that it's not actually what you want to do. So I'm not sure exactly how old you are. Maybe you're around my age because you said you taught in university. But you know, if you're younger, I think it's just important to just go out there and not be afraid to try a bunch of stuff. And if it doesn't work out, you can always start over. Like, you know, I've dug myself in some insane holes in my life. And somehow I always manage to, you know, get myself out. But, you know, I could have just taken a route that was much more secure, right? And I wouldn't have had all these problems that I created in my life because of security, right? But then on the contrary to that, you know in your head that you're doing something out of fear, right? So I guess what I'm saying to you is, you know, be kind of fearless and don't be afraid to make a bunch of F-ups, right? Teaching would be dope. I'd like to teach at the community college, but the money would be tight. Yeah, and you know, I was actually kind of looking into, maybe you could tell me a little bit about this. I was looking into maybe going the route of, you know, pursuing being a like assistant professor in the future. And I know there's money there. Maybe you could educate me a little bit. I know it's not a super easy process. I think you need your master's degree at least to be an assistant professor. But yeah, I'm sure you could get paid a lot if you're at like a Big Ten school or an SEC or, you know, something like that. But yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, I'm assuming that maybe community college doesn't really make too much. Jay Johnson says, yes, my plans changed big time. Agreed. Just keep pushing. Mistakes are grow, not to give up. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Those are nice remarks. Yeah, and that's ultimately the thing, right? Like you said, like never give up, no matter how desperate of a situation you're in. Like at the end of the day, like it's ultimately always your choice whether you're gonna keep going or you're just gonna quit, pretty much, right? So, you know, like, I think I heard Elon Musk say this one time. I don't know if you guys like him or not. I know he's controversial, but he did say one thing that, like, kind of stuck out to me. He said, like, even if the odds, like, aren't in your favor, you should still go for it anyways, because ultimately, if it's worth it enough for you, then it's worth going for. And, you know, that's pretty much like kind of how I think. All right, so we got some info here on assistant professor. So, yeah, generally a master's would be needed The CC by me usually doesn't do full-time positions too. You get paid per course, maybe around 10K. What do you mean by 10K? I'm interested. Like 10K a month or 10K a year? And yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like, what I'm interested though is like, could you work at like a university maybe? Like, why can't you work at a university? I'm just interested. Yeah, not an Elon Musk fan anymore, but wisdom can come from anywhere, even people we don't like. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I think Elon Musk, he's I used to, and I kind of agree with you. I'm not like, I don't idolize any of these elite billionaire type people. In my opinion, if someone has, close to $1 trillion net worth, and at that point they can solve problems like world hunger or water shortages, why wouldn't they be doing that rather than, building, 5,000 acre, factories in the middle of Texas? So I agree with you there. I'm not, the biggest fan. I try to stay out of politics, but I do agree with you. Like, even if we don't agree with people all the time, sometimes they say things that are true. So that's why I said it. 10K per class, which would be a semester. Okay, so like 20K a year. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Like, I mean, if you could do like, I don't know how many classes you could do a semester, but if you could do like 2 semesters at 10K, like 20K, that's, I'm not sure where you live, but yeah, for America, that's like basically poverty levels. I feel like if you have, like, I don't know how educated, I'm assuming you're very educated if you're saying you taught statistics. I feel like maybe you're cutting yourself short a little bit. Like, you seem like a nice guy in the chat. You're knowledgeable. I don't see why you can't, try to, apply to maybe like a state school. And also, I don't know, like maybe these are like super competitive things. Like, but I'm just interested. Like, why are you like just looking at community colleges? Like, just wondering. You could teach multiple classes per semester, but it's tough. Well, dude, I mean, like, I don't know how many you could teach, but it's like, if you could teach like, 5 a semester, that's like 100K a year, right? So like, I don't know, maybe that's like a lot of work. Yeah, but yeah, so that's cool. It seems like the 2 guys in the chat, you guys have like, I think it's okay to not exactly know like what you want to do, right? Because it's like, it's better to, in my opinion, it's better to like not exactly know what you want to do, rather. Oh, sorry, I'm a female. My bad. For the guys and gal, for the guy and gal in the chat, I think that it's not a bad thing to not exactly know what you want to do, rather than like do something that you certainly don't want to do, but you're doing it because you have a scarcity mindset. And like, even if you don't get to the place that you want to be till you're a little bit older in life, I mean, who cares? Like, like, that's the thing. Like, because, like, I see a lot of older people, like, many times it seems like when people get to like a little older than me, they just throw away everything that they once wanted to do because of this like trajectory that like we're supposed to kind of be on in life. And I say like that's just like a really artificial, like, vain mindset to have. So I know it's stressful, and I'm kind of preaching to the choir because I get stressed out a lot of times too when like I see my family members who are younger than me, and like, they have like, full-time jobs, and they're like, investing in 401k, and their pension. It's like, man, I'm behind the curve. But ultimately, like, don't let that pressure, like, make you do something you don't want to do, Yeah, got to be able to stomach the risk. I'm working on it. Yeah, you got to take, I'm trying to think of the right word. You have to have risk management, right? Like, you have to take risks, but your risks have to come from good faith, right? Like, if you don't take any risk, then you're definitely in scarcity. But if you're taking too many risks, then that's reckless, right? It's okay, I understand. Thank you. I make mistakes, guys. Right, unfortunately, I watched that as well. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. We've all kind of seen this, right? I'm probably a little older than you, but I empathize with feeling behind. Yeah, I mean, and like, once again, like, I titled this live stream Achieving Success. And like, success is subjective, right? Like, there's not, I mean, as a society, it's objective, right? Like, we all know the things. I mean, I'm not going to explain it on the video here of what success means, but at least, like, for most of us, we kind of all have, like, an understanding of what, like, society views as success, right? And many times, at least for myself, I have felt extremely pressured to, like, get on that railroad track, to get to that destination, right? But, if that railroad track is, going through cornfields and bean fields, why would I want to get on it anyways? And, something that I always hear, like, the generations, like, older than me say is like, well, if you don't start now, then when you get older, you're going to regret it because you're not going to have a pension. And I think, like, if you look at, like, once again, I don't want to get, like, I don't want to get into semantics or politics. I don't want to do that at all. But I mean, like, sometimes I think in my head, like, at least in the country that I live in, which is the US, like, our elected officials can't even, budget, like, our pensions right. And if they stay on the track they're on right now, the pension won't even exist in 50 years. So it's like, I think about these things sometimes, and it's like, what if I did what other people told me to do and I lived a miserable life for 20 or 30 years until, like, I received that pension, and then at that time, the government or whatever is like, we don't have any money to give you. And so you basically, like, live this fallacy life because you trusted what older people said that lived in a different generation than you. Yeah, so so I don't know, like, that I know that's kind of like getting into semantics a little bit and nitpicking things, but what I'm saying is, like, at the end of the day, like, the future, like, life is finite, right? Like, time is kind of an illusion, in itself. So if there's something that you want to do and there's something that you believe in, then you should go for it. If you don't know what you should do, you should try things, right? And be open-minded. And, and I believe that if you do that, like, if you do that for a long enough time, like, in an unorthodox way, I think you're going to find why you're here, the reason why you're here. Because I don't know about you guys, but like, personally, I believe that, like, everybody has a purpose in this world. Like, now, I think that many people get, like, really lost, and, like, they go down avenues that, like, unfortunately lead them to bad places. But with that being said, I think, like, everybody here has a purpose, and I guess, like, you know, like if one thing that like I hope that I could do, like as my YouTube channel, you know, hopefully grows, is like, you know, I don't want to see wasted potential, because like I think that's kind of a tragedy in itself, right? So yeah, guys. What up? Anybody new in the chat here? We're talking about our goals. So if anybody's in here, you can share your goals. But yeah, so yeah, that's good that it seems like we're all agreeing, hitting the nail on the head, man. Thanks, I appreciate that. Trying. Agreed. Yes, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I guess like here we'll just talk. QI squirrel. Like, so, you know, like I guess what I'm asking is, like, what would you ideally want to do? Like you said, you would ideally want to teach, but would you like? Maybe I'm missing something in the chat, because I think I asked you like, hold on. I would say I don't think. Oh, hold on. Let me read something you said. But I would say I don't think you are. I would bet you had much different life than your family and peers. Maybe some people shake their head at that, but you got to follow your own way. Thanks, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm gonna tell a quick story about that. I'm kind of getting off track. I'll get back to you on what I was gonna ask you, but I want to talk about something that you just said there. So that actually has happened in my life. I made a video a long time about this, but around like 6 or 7 years ago, I had a YouTube channel. And basically, it was always like, when I was younger, I always was interested in like filming. I was always interested in like making videos and like making like really creative stuff. Like, and so I started doing that. And believe it or not, but in the YouTube algorithm was probably better back then, but these videos started popping off a little bit. Like, and it got to the point where, you know, my brother was always kind of a popular guy, and he was connecting me to artists, like local artists who needed music videos. So I invested like kind of a lot of money into like some nice like camera equipment, which was probably, you know, more money than I should have invested at the time. And of course, like, you guys already know, like, oh, what's up, JP? What's up? My boy JP's in there. JP is my man. He's filmed some of my videos. I'm glad you're in the chat, JP. I'm telling a little story right now. But anyways, like, I invested like a bunch of money on these cameras, and essentially what I did was I would film these videos for these local artists, and JP actually knows the name of one of these people. It was Koki JP. So I was filming these music videos, and I loved it. It was so cool. Like, I was literally like, I felt like I was doing what I really wanted to do. But like you said, QI, my relatives they caught wind of my videos, and unfortunately, all my family members were watching these videos, and they were like kind of hating on it, you know, which like was ridiculous. But, you know, at the time, for whatever reason, it like got to my head. And so I just quit making those videos and like deleted the channel. And so like when you say like, you know, they're gonna like, you know, give you crap and stuff like that, you're right. Like, they will. But what's important is like, people are gonna give you opinions no matter what. Like, even if you do things perfectly, like, there's always gonna be someone that's gonna tell you you're not doing it right. That, you know, you're gonna fail, you're not gonna make it. You know, you're taking unlogical risks. But at the end of the day, like, the only thing that matters is if you're actually doing something that you want to do and you believe in, right? So, my thing with this channel is that, I'm doing it because I genuinely like making these videos. Like, they're genuinely fun for me to make. And like I said, if I could provide some sort of value to other people and I'm doing something that I enjoy, then I'm not going to stop making them because I learned my lesson from the first time. So we're not gonna let it happen again. Yo, JP, if you're still in the chat, bro, are you gonna come back up north and make some more videos with me, dude? I need someone to help me do these live streams, man. Like, I have all these ideas, dude. I need you, man. So keep pushing. Appreciate that. That's a bummer, man. I'd love to see the videos. Maybe you can put them back up one day. Actually, yeah. So that's actually the good news. Like, so actually, I still have some of the videos saved, and some of them are actually really funny. My brother helped me make some of the videos. My brother always supported me, and my friends always supported me. But of course, it's like the older people in your family who always, like, turn an eye on you, when you're doing something that you actually enjoy, right? But so be it. So be it. My family's like gotten a little cooler now, but exactly, you got this. It's you, not them. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, JP, sweet, dude. Yeah, come up, man. Like, dude, we gotta go. We gotta start going to some more malls. I was filming my boy in the chat and me. We were like going to all these malls and just like making videos and stuff like that. So yeah, like I have like a bunch of ideas for videos, and I guess a question for the chat, if you guys want to help me out, what, like, I don't know if anyone here has, I know Jip has, but like has seen my other videos. A lot of my videos are about like traveling and being an expat. But as of right now, I'm in my home country. So, at times it can be a little difficult to stay on that niche with YouTube. But there's other things that I'm also passionate about, like self-improvement and just kind of going out there and, like being out in public and just filming stuff. So you guys think that, it's an okay thing to film like videos that are kind of off topic as far as the niche goes? Also, this is a small channel too, so I guess I can kind of still mold my niche. Oh, but back to QI too. Let me see what you're saying. Lessons from the old world doesn't immediately apply to our new one, but it's hard to accept as a parent. It will be hard for us in 30 years when we are looking at the world of the next generation. That's interesting. Yeah, I've never actually thought of that. You're right. So yeah, I guess I can empathize. I can empathize with the older generation a little bit, because it is like a totally different world than what they knew. So I hear what you're saying. So let's see, what's up? Mr. Rover, what's up, dude? What's up? Yeah, so, yeah, guys. So once again, this video was about talking about our goals. So if anybody wants to say what some of their goals are, you can throw them in the chat. Once again, my goals are to continue to work on this YouTube channel, eventually keep working on my ESL business, teaching foreign students. So yeah, it's, things are going pretty solid. Also, I've started making YouTube lives. Voila, here's the live. But this is relatively new for me. I started making lives like 3 days ago because I heard somebody online talking about this is the new way to grow your YouTube channel, and I really think it is because, you know, obviously, like, as you can see in the chat, like, there's a decent amount of engagement. And so if you guys enjoy these lives, I'm probably going to make one every single night around this time because I enjoy making them, and I've been picking up a lot of new subscribers. So that's really cool. I got to charge my phone here, guys, so bear with me for a second. Got to put this up. Yeah, I've made a couple lives today, actually. I was doing some Ubering earlier, and and I was doing some lives, and that was kind of cool. But the problem was, it was kind of hard to concentrate on the chat when I was driving. So, like, obviously, I'm not gonna, you know, look at the chat when I'm trying to drive the car. So that's why I need my boy Jit back, because, you know, we were cruising around, and if I have a cameraman, then it's like it's so much more fun to make these videos. So what is an entrepreneur? That's a good question. So, well, here, I have my computer right here. We can look up the definition. So, it says an entrepreneur is someone who starts, organizes, and manages a business or enterprise, typically taking on financial risks in the hope of profit. So basically, an entrepreneur is someone who starts a business. So it's a person that, you know, doesn't have like a normal job, like, you know, so they make their money from by themselves. So that's what an entrepreneur is. Good question. All right, QI. I sub to you even for the travel stuff just because you seem like a solid, honest guy. So I'd watch vids of you just yapping. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. And that's actually, someone gave me some advice yesterday. I asked a similar question because, you know, the niche on YouTube is a problem that I'm having. You know, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I am as, like, you know, or what I want to be as a content creator. And of course, with like the YouTube algorithm, it's really important to, you know, establish what your niche is, which kind of sucks in a way because, as we talked about earlier, sometimes you change. So, you know, changing your niche can be, you know, a problem in itself. But what you said is similar to what someone said yesterday. They said that it actually doesn't really matter exactly, you know, what it is your niche is. What matters is, like, you know, you being someone that people just want to watch. And it's funny, I don't know if you guys know, there's a YouTuber called Captain Steve, and he makes videos about aviation and flying airplanes. And I was never really, I mean, I've been on hundreds of flights because I travel, but I was never really interested in, like, the aspect of, like, you know, what goes through the minds of someone who flies the airplane. But I watch his videos, like, I'm every single day. Like, I'm a loyal subscriber to him because I just genuinely like Captain Steve, the guy, entertaining guy to watch. So I think you're right. Like, the more I think about it, I don't think it matters, like, that much what your niche is. It, like, matters, you know, like, if you can be engaging and, like, you know, have people that want to watch your videos. So I appreciate that, and I'll definitely take your advice there. Oh, I got a Pop-Tart here. I might eat it in a little bit. I just ate dinner. And this will be a nice little treat for the night. So I might bust this open in a little bit too. And we got the Thailand inhaler too. Just in case we get a little ahead of ourselves and we need to calm down, we can take some deep breaths of this and get back on track. JP says, you know that Pop-Tart isn't real food. Dude, I checked, JP. It says it's not bioengineered, and it said there's like no GMO. But honestly, bro, I mean, there's a pretty decent chance they're capping on that, you know? My boy Jip and I, we were like looking at all these food labels, and all this stuff was saying like bioengineered. And it's like, man, is like any of this food from the grocery store other than like, I heard this saying of like when you shop at the store, like don't ever buy stuff in the middle, like walk around the perimeter of the store because that's where all the fresh food is. Yeah, dude, I think it is total cat, dude. Should I eat it, JP, or should I? Dude, JP, you know what I should have? I should have another Coke, dude. That's the way to go, right? Coke's good for you. So yeah, I'm not the cleanest eater. I've been trying to eat more clean. That's another goal that I have that I need to do a little bit better of a job on. Yes, drink the Coke instead. Dude, I don't think I have any more left, dude. I might have to go to the Circle K. We might have to go on we can go on a road trip together for my viewers. Hey, good night, QI. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot for participating in the chat, and good luck with your dreams and ambitions as far as teaching goes, and keep up the good work. So dude, I might have to go get a Coke somewhere. Might have to take the chat with. So I'm a bit thirsty for something kind of sweet. Dr. B, what's up? Hey, Dr. B, you were in the live stream yesterday, weren't you? Hopefully, with these live streams, and I appreciate you guys who participate in the. Oh yeah, you were. Yeah, what's up, dude? I appreciate you coming back. Yeah, I was just gonna say, I appreciate you guys participating in the chat. That's really cool. That's exactly what I want with this YouTube channel and everything, is to create a community where we have like-minded individuals who want to do positive things in their life. So Dr. J or Dr. B, I mean, in this video we're talking about our some of our goals. If you want to share maybe one of your goals that you're working on, feel free. We've had some people say they don't know either, and that's okay too. So yeah, guys. Also, it seems like the chats do better at nighttime, and luckily I'm a night owl, so so I can make these chats because it seems that's really cool. Also, I have some ideas for some new chats. I have a friend who, I don't know if Chip's still in the chat, but I have a friend out in Peoria who kind of this town near where I live, and he's a really charismatic type guy, and I want to make a video with him on the live stream, and we might go have some fun, go do some shenanigans, goof around at night. There's a river in his town, and there's a casino, and there's some clubs and bars. it seemed like, you know, when I did the video walking around the bars, people, they really liked it. They wanted me to, yeah, JP, yeah, J-Mac, our boy J-Mac. So that's my friend that I want to bring on the chat because, you know, of course, I want to make these videos about positive things, you know, stuff like that. But I understand that, like, a lot of people, you know, want to watch these videos for, you know, entertainment. And, you know, I think if I brought my boy J-Mac on some of the live streams and we go out in town and go have a good time and bring you guys along, like, I think, you know, that could make for some pretty cool videos as well. So, yeah, so, you know, once again, it's, I don't know if it's a problem or a good thing, but like, I have so many different things I wanna film videos about. You know, it kind of throws me off track as to what my niche is, but at the same time, like, I think it's also okay because I think you as a creator is more important than like exactly what your niche is, you know, supposed to be about, because that kind of locks you in, right? All right, so Dr. B said, my goal is to settle in Thailand or SAE, I'm assuming SEA, Southeast Asia, like you, bro. I make decent money in a 9-to-5 in the UAE. Oh yeah, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I forgot. I know who you are now. But stuck in the rat race. Yeah, no, I remember we talked about this. And dude, I totally hear and sympathize what you're saying. Dude, it's hard, but it's totally possible to, you know, get out there. And, you know, as this channel kind of grows, you know, one of my goals is to help people, you know, actually have some, you know, ways of moving out there. Despite me, you know, not actually be doing it myself, I have quite a vast variety of connections and consultants in Thailand because I went to high school there, and also I've invested a lot of, you know, my time and resources into, you know, these groups of people that, you know, have found ways to, you know, live in Thailand. So, you know, I want to make some videos providing, you know, value about that. But I think a 9-to-5 is good in the UAE. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe they pay pretty solid money there, right? Because 9-to-5s are fine, you know, like, you know, as long as you have that goal in mind, and, you know, you invest your money diligently, you know, that 9-to-5 can be, you know, that vehicle you use to get to where you want to be, whether that be, you know, being the active income you use to invest into an idea, or if you work long enough, you know, you can use those investments of capital alone to sustain yourself in a country in Southeast Asia. So that's really cool. Keep it up. Dr. B, you and me, we have a lot of similar ambitions. So I appreciate you being a subscriber, and you know, I know that we're gonna you know, achieve great things in the future. Ballad, a goat. Are you white Michael Jordan by any chance? That's funny. I do like basketball. I'm a huge Bulls fan. I was alive for the last championship that Michael Jordan won in 1997, and but Derrick Rose, if you know basketball, was really one of the more really incredible players that I had the opportunity to see play in Chicago. So, you know, I really wish I could have actually watched Michael Jordan play and stuff like that. But even though the Bulls aren't good now, I still love watching them. I love watching their G League team. You got Yuki from Japan and Mac McClung, who's throwing down dunks everywhere. So it's got some younger talent, but they're not really good right now. Positive Academy. Hello, how are you? Thanks for joining the chat. Appreciate it. Positive Activity. knew what this channel is about, yeah, thanks for asking. So this channel is, I originally made this channel to show myself traveling overseas. I had lived in Thailand and traveled all over Southeast and also East Asia. And so originally I made this channel just because one of my passions is creating videos, and I kind of wanted to show people from the West some of the vast differences between the Western and Eastern Hemisphere. As you know, time has gone by and I've created more videos, I've kind of learned that although that is something that I will continue to make videos about, I have some other passions as well, as far as helping people achieve their goals. And, you know, like the name of your channel, which I think is pretty cool, Positive Academy, just, you know, spreading a good message and providing some value to people who watch my videos to chase their dreams. Have you been to India? I've not been to India, but my dad is in Southeast Asia right now. He does work there, and he's done a ton of work in India. So I came very close to living in India, but my family had moved to Thailand instead. But I have many friends from India, and someday I'm sure I will go there and visit. So yeah, so eventually someday we'll get over there. Have you been to India, or are you from India? I'm interested. You know, India is, I think India is one of those type places in Southeast Asia that, or excuse me, in South Asia, which is, I think, quite eye-opening for, oh, you're from India. Cool. What city are you from in India? I'm interested. And also, someday I really want to go to Sri Lanka someday as well. I've gotten into surfing, and I've gotten to go to Bali, Indonesia to do some surfing. And someday I want to go down there because I know Sri Lanka has really good surfing. So, you know, there's still a lot of places that I had to get around to go to. I have a good friend who also has a travel channel, who, I don't know if JP is still in the chat, I'm referring to Tyler. And my friend Tyler has been to India recently, and he has a video on his channel, Tyler Travels and More, about his trip visiting there. So I know from what he told me, it was one of his favorite places that he went to. So, so yeah, someday I will go there. Yeah, JP, I'll send you his channel in a bit here. But JP, if you want to look it up, dude, it's called Tyler Travels and More, and I think it's all one word. Might be in the link in his on his IG too, if you want to look there. But my friend Tyler has actually out-traveled me. He's that guy. My friend Tyler has traveled everywhere. So, you know, it's cool, you know, being around, you know, a friend group of people. And my dad has, you know, been to even one of the most places I've ever known someone to go to. So getting to hang out with my dad and Tyler and sit around and kind of hear about the stories of, you know, my dad being and Tyler as well, you know, being an expat, you know, living in foreign countries. It's really, really cool to hear about these stories. My dad just left Mexico a couple days ago. If any of you guys know what's going on in Mexico right now, it's crazy the amount of close calls my dad had. If you know about India, my dad was almost on that flight, that unfortunate Air India flight that didn't make it to London. His flight got rerouted to Belgium on Air India. So, you know, growing up with my dad being an expat was really eye-opening to the realities of just the raw, unfiltered reality of what life is like when you're not in a place that is so developed like the United States. So you know, as I travel more, I once again I like, and I'm sure you know because you're from India, and maybe if you've seen some of my channels, you know, these places are very different. You know, the cultures are different. The speed of life is different. You know, if you watch some of my videos, some people, I have subscribers from Thailand, and they're always surprised of how quiet it is around here in the roads. So yeah. What's your dad do and what's going on in Mexico and all? So my dad's a businessman for a Fortune 500 company. He's a purchasing manager. So the reason why a purchasing manager would travel a lot is because, well, if you know much about economics in the United States, most Fortune 500 suppliers are from Asia, and ultimately globalization is how American capitalism ultimately works in today's age. So, you know, the travel of where you go is limitless. It's everywhere. So he's gone all over the place. So that's kind of what he does. And as far as what's going on in Mexico right now, you could probably find some videos if you've done a quick search on it. But in areas like Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta, I'm not going to get too into it on this video, but I'll say there's skirmishes going on right now, and there are, you know, basically kind of chaos has erupted in these cities in Mexico. And the problem with this is you know, we have a lot of, as far as America goes, is, you know, we have, you know, people there as well as from everywhere else in the world that travels to Mexico. And a lot of people have been stuck there because the airports have been attacked. And basically it's hard to get planes to leave when, you know, the cities are being attacked and bombed. So it's a bit of a mess right now in Mexico. So, you know, I hope, you know, and pray that Mexico, you know, finds peace soon. Mexico is a place that I've been to many times. It's one of my favorite countries in the world. I love Mexican people. Some of my closest friends are Mexican. So yeah, so I really hope that, you know, Mexico can find some stability here very soon. So yeah, guys. I think such chaos only happens in Mexico due to cartel. Well, that's exactly right. And yes, that's exactly what happened. And I would have to look into it a little more, but I believe, you know, one of the top members was just assassinated. And so, you know, basically, you know, what has happened is, you know, there's been a response to that action. So, you know, Mexico has instability because the government ultimately has confliction with the cartel, as you stated. And in many ways, these things can even be intertwined, right? So it can be very confusing to solve the problem when it's so close to the bureaucracy in itself. So, you know, I hope that, you know, Mexico can find peace, you know. So yeah, it's a really, really tough situation down there. And I've been to Puerto Vallarta before. It's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to. And, you know, it's really sad seeing it getting bombed and, you know, fire bombs going on. And it's really unfortunate to see that. So yeah, so you know, like, As far as this channel goes, I have been thinking about doing some local traveling as well. I'm in America right now, so I think it would be kind of cool to kind of show people. I know when I look at my analytics, a lot of people watching my videos aren't from America. And I think it would be cool for me to make a video of these little towns in America, because of course everyone thinks of New York City, LA, Miami, cities like these. And they see the flashing lights and the tall skyscrapers and the big businesses, but the reality is most places in America just don't replicate what that is. And that's most of America, right? Because most of America's population is suburban and rural rather than urban. What's different about America rather than take places like Asia is that Asia has really tight populations, right? So if you take a city like Bangkok, or let's use Ho Chi Minh City, for example, that has like a 10-mile perimeter and 17 million people. You can take the city that I'm in right now that has the same perimeter, but only 180,000 people live here. So it's incredible how, and someone in here is from India, so you know about how populated India is. So what I'm saying is I would like to show people how normal Americans live, because it's nothing like Times Square, Manhattan, Hollywood, Brickell in Miami. It's just not really the reality. Okay, Dr. B says the UAA has benefits like salary, good $5K a month median, living costs $3K. You can have house help for cook and clean, but in general, restrictive conservative culture regarding male-female dynamics that suck. Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember now. I was talking about my ESL business, and I had a student from the UAE, and he was talking about the same stuff you were talking about there, as far as some of the restrictive conservative cultures. So that's interesting. 5K is really good money. So yeah, so I know you guys definitely earn a lot there. I'm sure that you kind of thought of like maybe if you could have that amount of income in a country in Southeast Asia, that would obviously you'd be living really well on that. So but I mean, if you said your living cost is $3K, so you're still saving close to 40% of your gross income. So that's relatively good. And I would say for most Americans, they're living not only paycheck to paycheck, but they're actually going over that limit where they had to rely on things on the debt and stuff like this. So I'm interested in, like, if you don't mind, like, do people use debt much in the UAE? Because that's kind of a huge thing in the States here. But thanks for the information. That's interesting. So we've been doing this live for an hour, but this has been really fun. I enjoy the participation, and also I think I'm going to be doing these chats, like try to do them every night. So so yeah, if you guys enjoy watching around this time, I will be doing like an hour live or something. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a little distracted. I have something to do here. AJP, good night, bro. I appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it, bro. I'll give you a call soon, bro. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh, we have someone from Nepal. That's awesome. I was just talking about one of my friends who's actually traveled to Nepal. That's really, really cool. Welcome to the channel. We're talking about our goals today, but I also have a travel channel, and I hope someday I can go to Nepal and see the beautiful mountains. So, what's your favorite thing about Nepal? I'm interested. All right, 1 second. All right, guys. Well, looks like most of the people are out of the chat. I'm probably going to end the stream here. If you guys enjoyed, I'll try my best to answer all of your questions in upcoming videos. If you like them, you can subscribe to the channel. And like I said, I'll do my best to provide some value and talk to you guys in the chat. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Dr. B. Hope to see you in some more chats in the future. And I'll catch you guys next time. Good night, dude. Good night, everybody. Thank you.